at home, it's your girl Karma one more time. This here is Roundtable, and with me here is a beautiful young lady and a handsome gentleman, very vibrant. And we're going to take you through the topic depression. But before that, I just want to say something. It's normal to feel bad, it's normal to feel a bit under the weather, but it's not normal for you to, at the end of it all, take the wrong course when you are going through depression. So I'm going to hand it over to Queen Buyu as she commences the show.
Thank you very much, Karma, for hosting me today. As you've said, my name is Buyu, and if I may start with the introduction, not introduction, but actually defining what is depression. Depression is just like, in simple terms, it's a mental disorder, something that interrupts your normal moods, how you always interact daily. So you won't be able to do it because it has been interrupted. So it's just a mental, disorder, yeah.
And with you, had some very I love you. I always love your shirts. Take it off.
I'm very flattered. It's always my pleasure to be in this show and to be a co-host. Actually, according to me, I understand depression as when you are not in your normal self. You feel so low and like you can't recognize yourself as in the normal environment. Yeah, that's basically how I understand it.
That's okay. From what you said, what I've gotten is it's not a normal state.
Yeah.
It's a feeling of perhaps there's something that's always missing, right? Yeah. So has any one of you ever undergone depressed through that pathway or something close to that? Were you?
Yeah, yeah, it has happened. Actually, let me say, at first, I didn't know how to go about it, what to do exactly. And by that time, I wasn't so sure whether I was depressed or not. You know, first of all, it started with me having stress. First, stress is what brings now depression. Because when you're having a lot of stress, and then you don't know exactly how to overcome your stress. So it's something that creates a new room in your life. So when it surrounds you, and then you find you're not able to do so many things the way you always do, every single day. Yeah. You just find yourself you're deviating every single time. Maybe if I used to go to, sit with my friends, have a little chat. When I'm that a talkative person, then I'm not in my moods anymore. I don't feel like doing them. So actually when I was that stressed, and then it grew. Yeah. And then I found myself deep under depression. Yeah. By the time I didn't know, I really didn't know. I was so moody, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do so many things, and then I lost a lot of weight that time. Okay. Until if you see me, I'm this is not Buyu.
I'm so sorry about that. What about you, Dennis? Was there a time in your life, maybe high school back then?
Well, actually, to be honest, depression is something so very technical to detect. Yeah. Sometimes you might treat the situation as being so normal and peculiar, but it can be depression. Yeah. I've never been in that situation a number of times. I can't deny. Until I had to make some consultation from friends and family when they told me, man, you are probably depressed because according to how you highlighted your feelings and your moods and everything, it's not normal. The feeling of being so low, you are lost, sometimes you don't feel like talking to anyone. You get it's very, very abnormal feeling and very, very difficult to know.
Yeah. Yeah. You become sort of weak.
Yeah.
So you guys knew that you were going through it. Did it take time for you to know that you're going through it, or you directly knew that this is what is happening? This is, I think I'm depressed. What are the key pointers that made you know that you are depressed?
Okay, let me say this. First of all, you want to know immediately.
Yeah,
it's not something that just comes abruptly. You're stressed. Let me say, for example, something bad has happened to one member of your family. And then it came and then it hit you so hard until you're not able to believe, no, it has not happened. But it has already taken place. No, you're no, I can't believe this has taken place. You still, that state of you not believing that thing has happened, or you accepting that this thing has taken place. So the moment every single day it's so hard for you to believe it. So it's like your feelings just go and you're not your normal self again. So you're in the different world of you fighting your emotions and your feelings and how you want to live your life. You're like there, that thing has already happened, you know. And then that state of you not believing exactly what has taken place.
Yeah.
So you're trying to fight. You want to accept it, at the same time you don't want to accept it. So the moment time goes and everything goes and then you find yourself like you don't do the things you used to do anymore. Now when you can't eat the way you used to eat, you can't go to places the way you used to go, you can't do things the way you used to do things. Now just know very, very well that you're now depressed.
Yeah.
If you can't do everything or live your life the way you always live your life, like daily, now you're depressed. Because it takes your feelings away, it takes your appetite away, and then it gives you a new room of you being in a different world. Despite that, maybe for example, I'm with you here, but I'm not here, my mind is elsewhere. I'm thinking of how did this thing happen and what, you know, like so many questions in your mind.
Yeah.
So that state, that is the time you know, oh my God, I'm
You're
depressed.
We have seen, in the world, in the country we're living in, we've seen some people, our celebrities out, sometimes they let it out on social media, which sort of helps. Sometimes the rest that are not like as famous, we might, let's say, not cry it out on social media and maybe we can withdraw. Let's take, for example, Bahati. Bahati withdrew from social media and he wasn't able to rant out his issues. And that was actually a tough time for him. I personally felt like crying due to the fact that you have been in that situation at some point and you want to tell this person, I know how it feels, but you can't get to this person. I'm not there for the fame, but I want to tell you that you can go through this and you'll be able to jeopardize all this. Because at the end of it all, he came back a new person. At the end of it all, people talked. You get what I'm saying? There was also Appetizer. Appetizer made a video of himself and he wasn't okay, he wasn't fine physically about everything that's going on. And he said, I need a break from all this. Taking me to how do you know that the other person is depressed? Buyu has outlined how you yourself is actually depressed. You feel hopeless. You do not know what you can do. You're just like there is no way through it. You're hopeless. You're helpless. You withdraw from it and yes, you don't want anyone else to be there. You just want to be by yourself.
Yes.
Like just don't touch me. Don't talk to me. I don't anything. You get. I don't want to eat. There's some people who actually find solace in food. Some people withdraw from the food. You get. Some people run to alcohol and drug abuse.
It comes in a different way. At times, the first time you feel like, okay, the first when you're depressed, let me talk of myself now. When I was depressed, there's a time I eat a lot, and there's a time I sleep and like I don't want to wake up. I'm like, no, I don't want to see this day again.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in this world. Like I'm just all alone. I'm bored. I'm in my own. No, I don't want to wake up.
Yeah.
And at time I just feel like, no, I don't want food because if food, the guy will really,
It's not healthy.
it is not healthy.
Yeah. So do you what do you have to say?
Sometimes you don't even have that appetite, even
Yeah.
when it's food. Yeah, and sometimes that disconnection is quite real. Yeah, you just don't want to associate,
Yeah.
Even the best friend ever coming around, you just feel like they are bothering so much. So even the slightest thing can really piss you off real bad.
It can. It makes you explode.
Can piss you off real bad.
Yeah, your moods go from
Like,
anger to crying.
Yeah.
Anger to crying. You don't know when you're settling.
Yeah.
Anger to crying.
Yeah, like there was a time, and now I'm talking about myself, there was a time something happened to me, and I had a very close friend, and they were so caring. But again, in the process, they were trying to help me, and they just, I sent them to buy me some airtime. Yeah, sent them to buy me some airtime, and he used just 20 bob out of the 100. And I got so pissed off. You know that it goes to an extent of us disagreeing and disconnecting, and then eventually, in the recovery period, now later, I came to realize I was just being a jerk.
Yes.
Come on, 20 shillings. Just 20 shillings. He was trying to help himself.
Yeah.
20 shillings, I got so pissed off, and I said a lot of big words,
Yeah.
and I did some very crazy shit. makes you really weird.
I can actually relate to what you say.
Yeah.
There was a time I was this happy person. It was just a normal day, like the way you can just hang out with friends. You're okay the whole time. You plan to wait for swimming, and then we go see our friends. We've reached at a point where by now we're like 3 of us now. I don't know what happened. My mood just snapped out of nowhere. I just started arguing with this chile about nothing, about literally nothing. I remember I called my mom and told her there's someone over here who's disturbing me. And she told me to just walk out and go. And after that day, I was like, what just happened? I was like, what even made me do that? She asked me what was going on. I literally can't even explain it. It's normal for your things, for your moods to swing from anger to crying. Like they just shoot. They don't run around happiness. So I'm going to go straight through. How do you know? You've said I can know that I am depressed, as Buyu and Dennis have said. But how do you know the other person is depressed? You know, sometimes someone cannot like physically show them. Yeah, sure. It's hard for you to know, and there's this like obvious reasons. But at where we are heading to with the youth in our country right now, we don't show. You literally can't notice. Will you say something about you're happy? You can't know whether I am smiling, and then inside I'm literally hurting. I just calm. My mind is there, but it's not. Yeah. So then, what do you have to say about how to know someone else is depressed?
Well, how to know someone else is depressed sometimes can be very difficult, but if it happens, you can observe and try to make it better. It's like someone can, if they can lose weight sometimes, you know, this idea of not eating sometimes, avoiding meals and all that, and avoiding exercises and all that. So with the time you just find someone changing physically, they lose weight, or rather they gain too much weight, and you become too curious to know what exactly is happening. So you try to ask them. Then if they are confident enough and they trust you, they can confide to you, and then you can know that they are depressed. Sometimes they can just disconnect, like disconnection is quite a thing when it comes to depression. People dissociate completely. Then you just become so curious and you want to know what exactly is happening. We've been good friends for a pretty long time, and now that I don't know what's happening, and so is just staying too far from me. Let me try to find out what is happening. Did I do something wrong to them, or did I piss them off, or did anything happen that I don't know?
But there's some people you might actually do that, then at the end of it, will just become violent.
No, yeah. You know, okay, let me say this. Like, let's say, for example, we are here. You know, in your circle, I always talk of your circle most of the times. Yeah. Because in your circle, you know your people. There's that great bond always being formed there. So when in your circle, I'm using example of a circle right now. In your circle, you know yourselves, you know your moods. Like this guy is always, talkative, very cheerful, always happy. And then all of a sudden, he's not doing the things he used to do. He's not doing them anymore. Or let's say, for example, now, you just ask something kidogo, ama tumembo kiasi tu. You like, I'm gonna shout. You've not done something wrong, and then moods may change all of a sudden. Now you know something is wrong. If you're a good friend, utamwacha atatulia kwanza, and then you go and ask. My friend, if you just find time and go and talk to that person, and then now that person decides to open up to you, you're going to cry.
Yes.
Because in your circle, you know everyone. You always talk, interact, drink, and then that person says, no, me I don't want to drink. Yeah. Me I don't want to go anywhere with you guys. I just want to stay alone. Or rather, me I want to sleep. That change of mood in someone, especially when the people that you care about so much, you just know like that they've changed all of a sudden. There's something that will make them to change. So for you to find out, actually you're just gonna find out that wow, this person is going through a trauma.
Well, I actually realized, okay, that's the outlook. You can literally see it. Yeah. But now there's this inner look, how I can know that this person is inside, typically outside, the weight is going. That's actually you knowing that this person is not okay. The weight is maybe spiking up. This person is not fine. Finding solace in drug abuse and alcohol. That's okay. I don't know. I was trying to debate about it in my head. I was like, that's actually solving, but it's not. But I don't know.
It's totally not.
No, I felt okay. There's a range where we're going to come and talk about solving the depression roots, and it's through entertainment. right, to be friends, but it always drives through. Obviously, it's not like long kitambo, we used to go for birthdays, and the only thing was cake and snacks. This time, you say, I have my birthday, then probably one of your circle of friends is going to bring a cake, but a high percentage of everyone is going to bring liquor. They're trying to drive you out. You're there with your friend, you told her, me, I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling fine, something is bothering me. You say, let's go out. And that's that. So I don't know how this is actually a negative thing. I don't know, Buyu, you said something, you wanted to contradict.
No, it's not. Like you drinking.
Yes, and drug abuse. I don't know,
Imagine
for me to just forget, and then you just vomit it out and sleep.
Imagine it doesn't help. Because okay, you decide that now I want to drink, I'm so much depressed, I want something to to make me forget all the things that I'm going through right now. And then, because at the end of the day you'll go, you'll drink, you'll have fun with friends, you're going to party. But when you come back, remember you're alone. You're not with the people that you were at the party. You're not with that muzinga that you were with. Let's say gin and whiskey and all those stuffs, you're not there with all those stuffs and the people that you are there with. So, you'll wake up. Actually, you wake up with a moment, like you're having a serious headache. The moment you come back to your rightful sense, my friend, you haven't forgotten about anything.
Okay.
It hasn't gone away.
Lil Micah said in his song, depression ikikick in manzeni takibad. Ikamalizia kishash kwa bash. That actually, some people decided to actually describe that as happiness in the party. But in real sense, we know, he says the weed in the party. Or am I getting this? If at all I am contradicting, let me tell you something. I'm just quoting him. I'm really quoting him. I feel like maybe once in Hawaii. Okay, me, it's my feeling. Okay, what I actually might take on that.
Maybe,
Forgetting it for a moment, rather than, Buyu, imagine I am there, I'm not like an addict, remember? I'm trying to get out of this. I am drinking, maybe it's the first time. I want to get out my bitterness. It's the first time I'm doing it. I'm sharing out my bitterness with alcohol. And it happens that maybe I'm not going that you've said I'm gonna get sober and it's not gonna help. Obviously, maybe it will, maybe it won't.
It has never. I'm disagreeing like 100%. It has never. Because the moment you go through and all drink and then start abusing drugs and all, doing all sorts of shits, now that you want to forget at that moment, imagine it will never help.
There is what you have to say.
I can say it will help you. It is very temporary.
Yeah. Okay.
Temporary. Temporarily, you forget the problems. You get out of that particular corner. You become so vibrant or cheerful and all that. But when it's done, it comes with consequences. There are consequences. It can affect you health-wise. It can even financially. You're using money to acquire all these drugs, liquor and all that, cigarettes if you smoke shit, and all that. So I can say maybe just for a while, it makes you feel better, but entirely I wouldn't recommend.
Anyway, Karma, let me ask you this. So, would you prefer to forget it just a little bit? Like he has said, it's not permanent. Would you invest so that you forget about and come out of it permanently when you know that it won't affect you anymore? It won't touch your money, it won't touch your feelings, it won't touch your relationship with people and how you interact with people. Rather than you yourself now investing in drugs and doing all sorts of stuff like, going to party. Remember, you've wasted money. And it's just temporary. Imagine. You're going there, then utarudi too bad, or you're like, no, haijaenda bado.
Buyu, the money that I'm using is still going to come in, right?
Wait, let me tell you one thing.
From where I'm working.
Wait, I'm talking about now. Let's talk of reality right now.
Okay.
Remember that money, if you're not depressed, only end up finding with all those stuff you went and do with it, you can invest in something.
Yeah.
And that's something we need to long term. No. It won't just disappear just like that. At least you can be proud of it. I use my money to build this. I use my money to make this, even if I'm working. Rather than me taking them for drugs, for bar, pombe, cigarette, and all that. Nimezipoteza huko. What have I achieved?
I think I do both kiasi kidogo.
And also maybe
Uh-huh.
with the time, you know, when you keep taking those drugs, drinking, chewing and smoking, maybe you'll get a little addicted with the time and you get more
Yes,
addicted.
that's
And you know, when you get so used to alcohol, it can cost your job too.
It can.
Yeah. So sometimes you might drink overnight, and you're supposed to work tomorrow, and you're supposed to run a certain project, you know,
Yes.
or present a certain report. Then it turns out you report to work late, and your boss gets furious.
Okay.
And maybe that's not the first time that is happening. They will obviously consider giving you a break. And you know what comes with that. Your boss will tell you, you can't take a break. And consequently, the break might turn up to infinity.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've gotten what you said, the basic. So I want to directly go through the period, how the period feels like. As I am actually so glad to have both of you, people who have sort of experienced it. I want you to say, how was the period? How was that moment when you were so depressed? For me, I can say it was traumatizing. It was so traumatizing. You're like almost dying. It's like you're dead, but you're still alive, my guy. How was the period for you guys? Dennis, I'm going to start with you. How was the period?
Well,
Let Queen Buyu in for a while. She's shaking her head.
Well, the entire period was like, literally it was like walking in the darkness. You know you're existing, you're living, but it's like you're not living at all. Everything seems so useless and sexless, tasteless. Everything it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
So me, I can say that the period was, in as much as it wasn't that long, but it was like a walk in the darkness.
I want to know, what were you doing? What were you, like, you can tell us the period was darkness. Maybe there's someone who's watching, maybe there's a kid who's watching, maybe he just walked out and then saw darkness, that's darkness.
The period was darkness.
What were you doing? Were you
the period was darkness because within that period, I lost a few trusted friends. Although they came back later, we reunited. And I also, physically and health-wise, I developed some complications that I never imagined I would develop. And some other very many things that I can't mention because of time, Yeah, so it's really traumatizing experience being depressed. Yeah.
So, Buyu, what about you? How was the period for you? How was it? What happened? If you're able to share what actually went by.
Okay, let me say, I felt like I was walking in hell.
Oh
You know, like you're in hell, that heat, you're so much uncomfortable with everything around you. Yeah. So first of all, that losing weight, and me, first of all, when I was depressed, actually so many small diseases always come in.
Yeah.
Like the ulcers, I started experiencing ulcers.
Because you're not eating.
The stomach ache was there, and it was too much. And then a number of times,
The
because
headaches.
I even forget about myself most of the times. I go somewhere, I did not carry a jacket, and then kifuata answer. Like, a lot of complications coming in. And then I just feel like, stuck at anything. At times I sleep, and then I became a crying baby. Like, okay, to me, I'm always too emotional, so that is my problem. So the next minute, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then when I just sit down and then remember just a little bit, I start crying, and then I just go back to zero. I try to stand up, but then I can't do it. Because there's something there, I'm not seeing anything. But then when I realized that now this is too much, actually, I went and looked at myself in a full-length mirror. And then when I stood there, I saw a different person. I just saw like, no, this is not going to be you. No, this is not my weight. This is not me. Like by that time, I'm like, no, even my beauty is not there. Like, it's fading all of a sudden. Like, I'm no, wait, I'm not gonna do this to myself. And then I told this Queen Buyu standing here, telling the Queen Buyu in the mirror that this one is going to do justice to that Queen Buyu in the mirror. Because that Buyu deserves a lot of justice, not injustice that I'm doing to her. And then enough is enough. What? And then I said, like, even if, okay, it has happened. So first of all, I said, it has happened, yeah. I have to accept. First of all, that spirit of accepting everything the way it has happened and decides to move on. I told myself in the mirror, saying, it has happened, enough is enough. I'm not gonna lose my weight, like all of a sudden I'm becoming skinny. What? No,
but you're actually, Buyu is so lucky that she got herself out of that. For me, I can say I wasn't able to get myself out of that. I was like, we're going to live like this. You want us to join? We're going to live.
It took me a long
Let's cut
time.
ourselves. You want to
No, it took me a long time.
We will live like this.
No.
It took you a long time.
Yeah, it did not just happen like all of a sudden I woke up and then looked at myself in the mirror and then decided
Yes, but you
eventually
got yourself out of it. I wasn't able to do that. You see, let me tell you something. You know, when that feeling is actually bad, it's at the end of it meant you're going to die, you might die. Honestly speaking, you might die. It's like you foretell your death. When you're sleeping, you get nightmares. You start being scared. You can't see. You're seeing stuff, but you're not seeing stuff. And it's not like you're depressed about, let's say you watched a horror movie. No, see, it's like things that happen. It's like maybe you're from a breakup, or maybe a family member died, as you said, or maybe you lost your job. You just get scared over the smallest of things. You feel like there's something in your room. Like, it's just bad. It's just a bad place to be.
Like, I can remember that time. Okay, there's something. Before me telling myself and before me deciding, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can remember I was walking in the street, and then I just felt like, mbona nisende tu gari nigonge mara moja. You see, like, I'm walking like I'm the one. It's there. Get out of the way. I'm fearless. People think that I'm normal, that I'm listening to them, but I'm not. I'm just thinking of a car coming and then crashing me all of a sudden. Yeah. That was what was in my mind by that time. Until someone came and then held my hand and then
pulled
me out.
Yeah.
Actually, that day, I was going to die.
I'm so sad.
Because I was walking in. It's not like I wasn't seeing the car.
I was
walking through it. And then there's one like trying to warn me, get out of the way. Like,
and you're not like scared that you're leaving.
I wasn't.
You were ready to die.
Yeah, I'm ready to die.
She wasn't.
And in fact, I wasn't.
Were you wearing black? Were you wearing black?
What? No way, I wasn't wearing black.
You know when you're prepared for your own business.
Not really. So I was walking and then like, okay, get out of the way. Me, I'm not listening. Like, until someone, actually it was a woman, who just came and then held my hand and then like pulled me out. Yeah. Until now, and then after that is when I came back to my right sense and I'm like, wow, so you mean I was going to die?
Yes.
Until I started crying. But since that woman was a stranger, then I'm like, that person, I can't share that much. So I just cried, and then the woman told me, okay, when you finish crying, you go freshen up, wash your face, and then just. And then she also advised me to share.
I have a quick question. Have you ever been around someone? Have you ever been around someone who's dying? Okay, not who's dying, someone who's going through depression, someone who's hurting themselves there and then. No, you haven't.
No.
Dennis?
I have.
Yeah. So what did you do? There's obviously something you did. What did you do for the person?
Well, when I couldn't help them, I tried to call out for backup. Because this person was technically trying to. They had a knife.
Yeah.
So they were trying to, get rid of themselves, and I couldn't stop them. So I called out for help, and he was
able to be helped.
He was redeemed.
He was saved. Okay.
Yeah.
Why I'm asking that question is I want people out there to literally realize that if at all you're there with someone, do not make the person feel like not wanted. Do not even advise the person at that time. Do not even judge the person. Let the person just talk. Yeah? If the person is crying, and then like how Dennis has said, he was able to be helped. I'm sure they tried getting the knife out of the person. Try calling 911. Okay, do not scream, do not freak out. If I see someone crying and I start crying, okay, sometimes it helps, but come on, you have to try being strong for the person. I want to literally direct it through how do I solve this? I am a depressed person, I don't know what to do. There's someone who's watching this and they feel like, I can't live through the next day, I can't live through these years. How can we help this person? I'll start with you.
Okay, just like I said, let me say something that made me now to overcome it. Just literally, like, I stood up, I looked myself into the mirror, like the full-length mirror, and I was seeing myself. Then just try to talk to yourself. Do you think you're doing justice to yourself? Because you know yourself, like they say, for karma, you know yourself.
Yeah.
You know this is your weight.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden now things changes. Even your beauty, okay, most ladies, our pride,
it disappears.
Disappears. You're like, no. And then if that won't help, you need to consult. Actually talk to someone. There'll be someone that you trust.
Yeah.
Just don't mind atachukwaje or when atakujudge, because a problem has once shared is solved. It doesn't don't have to be 100% solved.
Yeah.
At least there's a belief. Currently is always there.
I've talked to it well.
Yeah,
I actually understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you talk it out.
I have been in such a situation whereby I sat in a matatu and I wasn't able to. I felt like I'm gone, man. I just need to talk. I think my therapy is just talking.
Yeah, you need to open
You
up.
just need to open up. You just talk to this person next to you. Whether me, I'm not fine. And let me tell you something. I was so wise to sit next to someone who's not my age. Someone who I'm sure would have asked me, "Are you okay? What's happening?" And I'm so grateful for that person. He is a Congolese and he was called John. We didn't even share contacts. No, that's the bad thing. Dennis, what do you have to say about solving the problem?
Well, you should always consider the positive part of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you experience such situations like depression, especially when you have someone who's depressed and you are trying to get them out of that situation, try to talk to them, make them see how important they are, what they could achieve if they came out of that situation and lived their life. Try to make them see the sense in
living.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't just go there trying to make them
blame. Yes.
Yeah, they will feel more guilty
Yeah.
and more bad, and that will make things worse. So just be cool, calm, and use your approaches. By the way, if you must know, in the scene, do you know that tactics just come in, even without revision? Things just come in, you figure out how you can talk to that person and they will understand you. Give them relevant examples of people who probably, in one way or another, might have experienced that situation and went out of it.
Okay.
They will understand it.
So you guys have said
another
that.
thing, Karma, like, first of all, you need to accept.
Yes. Accept that you're
It
going through
is very hard, but that is the key number one. If you want to cure yourself out of depression, it is very hard, very difficult. But the moment you just make up your mind, because everything starts from the mind.
Yeah.
Make up your mind, accept. It has happened, it has happened. Don't worry about the method of how you're gonna get out of that situation. The moment you've accepted in yourself, in your mind and in your heart, accepted the situation plus the outcome, I'm telling you, it will just happen and you won't even know how it happened. You just find yourself maybe sharing to someone, maybe trying to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, it has happened. At the end of the day, life has to move on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I have to do something. I won't die. My dreams are not. And if you can't, obviously you have your dreams. So even if I'm like this, and I'm here wasting time in this thing, what about my dreams? Because dreams are always valid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I will achieve what I want. But I can't achieve them in this state. I must come out. I must do something. I must work it out. Yeah.
Clean the space around you. Do not stay in a stagnant environment where my shoes are everywhere, my clothes are everywhere. Try cleaning the space around you. Go freshen up, take a walk in the park. See how the world is and ask yourself, I was brought to this world. I am supposed to stay in this world as Queen Buyu and Dennis here have taken us through. At some point, people won't accept that you are depressed. Some people will hate on you, some people will drift from you. It's so normal. Do not feel bad about it. Cry about it. It's okay. I'm not going to tell you to harm yourself. Don't harm yourself, kindly. We need you in this world. You are relevant. Maybe you will meet up with some people, very vibrant people like us. You are ready to meet us, okay? We are here for you. If at all you feel like you're lost or you're shattered, you can reach out for help. As I said, it's not a must for you to be a professional psychiatrist. Sometimes friends are always the people you can cling to, go for entertainment, watch a movie, watch the series you want to watch. What did they just say watched? Anyway, watch something. Yes, and maybe eventually you're going to be fine. I can tell you you're going to be fine. If Queen Buyu and Dennis can uprightly sit here and tell you that they were once depressed, and if I can sit here and tell you I once used to cut myself and I am here right now, it's possible for you to get out of it. It's a choice you make. Anyway, guys, this was the round table, and if at all you want to hear more from us, tell us what you want us to talk about, and we got you covered. And we are so honored to be here and to talk about depression and to actually advise you on the critical things in life that might happen. And if at all you feel convinced that you can be able to open up, we're going to leave how you can find us and how you can log into us, and we are going to maybe be your loyal therapists. And that was from me, Mugah Karma, and this was Gamers Groove Entertainment. Bye.